Hey guys, so today I am talking about some nail products, not polishes, but just products in general that I really didn't like, that really did not work for me. And I always want to preface this by saying, first of all, it took me a very long time to even gather enough products that I felt like I could make a video, because I'm not like super picky about things like this. And some of these are just like weird freak things that I don't understand why they're not working. And also, this doesn't mean that they will not work for anyone. Just throwing that out there. Okay, so the first thing that I have are these Nail Aid Spray Away Spray Polishes. So I bought these when they first came out with the intention of doing a video. The reason that I ended up not doing that video is because Christine, or Simply Nailogical, posted a video on them. And I have learned the hard way that you don't want to post a video on something anytime after Christine has already done it, because the comments that you get from her fans are not really worth the frustration. So I can't tell you how many reviews I have scrapped because I've had the product, bought the product specifically to do a video on, and I see that she's done a video and I scrap it because it's just not worth it for me. So I got those originally to do a video on. Obviously that video never happened. But once I actually got them in my hands and I read the directions on the back, I was kind of like, what's the point? So the directions actually say to spray it onto a cotton ball or onto a cotton pad, which is like, what's the point of it being a spray if you have to put it onto a pad anyway? I'm not really sure how I was expecting these to work, because you wouldn't want to be like spraying acetone all over the place, but I just don't get why it's a spray. The other thing is that these are kind of really expensive. These are, on their website, these are $8 a piece. They're only 6 ounces. They're an aerosol product, which I tend to find that you're less likely to get all of the 6 ounces out, because if that propellant runs out, then you're screwed, it's done. So they're kind of expensive for that. I did find that they took a little bit longer than just soaking a cotton pad in polish remover. And I use non-acetone polish remover, which is gonna take a little bit longer anyway, but even the acetone versions of this I felt were very slow. They evaporated very, very quickly out of the cotton pad because it is just a mist. It's not soaked. And you had to respray really often. And I just didn't, the only good thing I will say about them is that they did feel moisturizing. My hands, or like the skin around my cuticles and my nails, did feel like a little pampered, a little oily, I guess, not in a bad way, but just like a little bit moisturized after. So that was good. Everything else I thought was actually terrible. Like in comparison, for $10 you can get a Zoya Remove Plus. That's not what's in this one. But these are 8 ounces, so 2 ounces more for $2 more, and I feel like this is gonna last you a lot longer. Really, really didn't like these. So another product that I really don't like, and I've been really hesitant to say for the same reason that I didn't make the video on the last one, is the UNT Peel Off Base Coat. So I've got major issues with this product. I tried this, I wanted it to be really, really good. And the first time that I used it, here's the thing. I have a real problem with this drying. Like, it just takes forever to dry. Now, in my experience, usually if a product, like a nail product, will not dry, it's an environmental issue. It's usually humidity, or, you know, you get some weird, like a weird temperature fluctuation or something like that. But this, the first time that I used this, I don't remember it taking forever to dry. I might have just put it on and then gone and done something and taken a very long time to come back and do the rest of the manicure, and that's why I didn't notice it. But the first time that I used this, I lost like 8 or 9 out of 10 nails, like peeled off in one sheet, in less than an hour after I painted my nails. So I knew then it was not gonna be any good as a peel off base coat for anything that I actually wanted to wear, because they were just like, I was doing nothing and they were just like falling off. Like I buttoned my pants, gone. So I didn't like it for that. Then the next couple times that I tried to use it, I thought, okay, I'll try it for swatching, because everyone's always telling me I need to use it for swatches, because all swatchers need to use it. And I do go through, I use non-acetone remover and I use cotton balls, so it's very wasteful. It's a little annoying, and then I get little cotton ball fuzzies like in the corners of my nails when I'm doing the swatches on the video, and it's irritating. So I thought, I will try this. The problem that I came with after that was that it did not dry in time. I actually did a little experiment earlier today. I painted this on 4 nails and I set my timer on my phone, like under the camera, and I sat there and I played one-handed Animal Crossing while the timer was going, and at 5 minutes I stopped it and I touched it and it was like tacky, like just like peeled, you know, fingerprint smudge, like wet in some spots. And it was starting to dry, because then when I took it off with the cotton ball, some of the spots were kind of rubbery and peeling up, like around the edges was starting to dry, but at 5 minutes it was still like wet in the middle. So I can't do that. Like I can't do, even if it peels off really, really easily, I can't do that for every swatch, because it would take me like 5 times as long to get any swatches done if I was waiting over 5 minutes for this to dry in between every one. So really didn't like this. And I don't hate peel off base coats. I love them for glitter. I love them for a lot of things, but this one, I don't get it. I have 2 products that are kind of one. This is the Deborah Lippmann Gel Lab Pro system. Now I noticed that a lot of the polishes that they come out with lately are all the Gel Lab Pro polishes. I didn't include any of the actual polishes in here because they're just polishes. It's not a big deal. But the top and base coat, I can say I really don't think are worth it. And I know that wear time and all of this is very subjective from person to person. It all depends on nail chemistry and like what products you're using along with whatever product you're testing, what you're doing with your hands during the day. Like my nails are really, really bendable, so they tend to chip really easily because the nail bends and the polish stays and it just creates a chip or a crack. But this I actually feel like I had worse wear time with than like anything else that I normally use. I have tried a lot of these like gel but not gel long wearing systems. Most of them I get a normal amount of wear from, the same as I would get from a regular polish. The Essie Gel Couture have worn really well on me, but that's just me. But this actually chipped in like less than a day. I did it in the morning, it was chipped by the evening, like significantly chipped by the evening, and I just really didn't care for this system at all. Last 2 things are top coats. This is, I'm gonna save this one for last actually. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna talk about is the Rimmel Finishing Touch Ultra Shine Top Coat. Now I'm not even sure that you can get this in the US. So Amy actually gave this to me. It's one of her favorite top, or it might be her like #1 favorite top coat ever. I've used a little under half the bottle. I've used it in every manicure that I have done like for wear since May. But that only uses half the bottle if it tells you how often I actually paint my nails. But I just really don't like this. It's not a wear time issue. I get decent wear out of it. The shine is really great, but I feel like no matter how long I let my base color dry first, and no matter how lightly I float the brush over my polish, and this is really only noticeable if I'm wearing a cream. If it's any other finish, this is great, you don't notice. But for cream polishes, this leaves brush drag marks through my manicure. Like I have waited a half hour before I put my top coat on. I'm like barely touching, barely floating the brush over it, and I'm getting drag marks every single time. My assumption here, because I've seen Amy's pictures using this top coat and they don't look like that, so my assumption here is something here is just not compatible with the way that I paint my nails, because no matter what I do, I'm getting drag marks in it. It melts fully dried polish really quickly and puts the drag marks in it, and you can even see like the color. The base color is, because the brush on here is one of these really clear, like clear bristled brushes, so it's really obvious if you have a foreign color on it. It's like I'll do a baby blue manicure and I'll let it dry for like a half an hour and I'll top coat it with this, and there'll be baby blue on the ends of the brushes, or ends of the bristles on this brush. It just, and I'm not like digging in, I don't get it. It just doesn't work for me. Didn't like that one. This is the most bizarre thing I have ever experienced in my life. This is the INM Out The Door top coat. This is the big jumbo bottle. It's about half gone. I have gone through many of these in my time swatching. This was kind of my go-to. I would buy the big bottle and I would use it for any swatches. Like if it's a matte and I want to show it matte and glossy, this would be the top coat that I used. If it's a glitter and I want it to not look textured for the pictures, this is the top coat I would use. And I used this for years. And this bottle I have not used since halfway through my OPI Starlight collection, which was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, holiday collection, swatches. This is what's so weird about this. This did not happen overnight. This literally happened in the time it took me to take one swatch off, put the next one on, and top coat it. I was going about my swatches. I was doing my thing and I put this on, and when it dried matte. And I was like, what the heck happened? I thought it was maybe incompatible with that polish that I put over it. So I took that polish off, I did another swatch, I put a different top coat on for that swatch, took the picture, did the next swatch, tried it again, and it dried matte. And I don't know what happened to this. I don't know if I got something in the bottle from the last polish that I was swatching. I had used half the bottle already with no issues, and this just happened like in between swatches, not even like a day apart. It just started drying matte, and not even like matte, like a matte top coat, but like cloudy. It would go on clear and then it would dry cloudy. It was so weird, and I have not touched this since that swatch session because I haven't bought another one. I've just been using a lot of sample top coats that I have. A lot of times when brands do send PR out, they include a top coat too, and it's kind of kept me pretty well stocked. So I just go through those for swatches now. I haven't used this in a couple years because that is just bizarre. And I'm looking and there's like, I mean, something blue. There's some like blue something or other floating around in the bottom of this. Probably residue from a polish. That might be what's doing it. But it's just so weird that it happened between, and it wasn't a blue polish that I was swatching. Like, it was fine for like, I think it was like a red, and then I went on to a gold and it started drying cloudy. I have no idea. It makes no sense to me at all. So those are some nail products that I did not like, did not work for me. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that one, and I will talk to you later.